So how many people here in the Patreon group with me? Y'all made some money? I like how he starts smiling. You know somebody made money when they start smiling. So I said something. I said, yo, check this out. I said, say y'all, let's get out of all our positions. So we was in like 6 winning positions. I said, we're going to keep the Apple position and we're going to keep the NVIDIA position for 2 reasons alone. Is because everything else we was up on, we was up big on. I said, we're going to keep these positions because I feel like they're going to turn around for us, but we got to be here. We got to be in a position to capitalize when the company turns. So for about a week and a half, the NVIDIA position was down. Now, here's the thing about people. No matter how much money you make for them, when they lose a little money, they get aggressive. Hey, Trap, what we doing, bro? I'm like, bro, I ain't say nothing. Then the next day, man, Trap. Man, my account red, bro. I'm like, mine too. I can't change that. The market gonna do what it's supposed to do. And so we was in this call, and I'm gonna explain that later. So it was a 470 call, which means we thought the stock was gonna hit 470. And so I told them in the group, I said, listen, in about a week, we're gonna roll this down, but just wait for me to make the play. So one thing it's hard for people to do is, the one thing I can't teach nobody is when your account is in the red, I can't teach you how to feel about that. So one of the things that helped me was, and people always ask me, well, Trap, how did you become that way? I like to call it financially calloused. Meaning, if you know anything about working out or working with your hands, you know you get callous is from consistently doing something. Shout out to my people in the Patreon, man. Patreon group go crazy. One man was in there like, Trap, I doubled my 401k. I doubled my retirement. The other dude said, Trap, I've been with you for 2 months and I made $50,000. I quit my job. I said, no. Don't quit the damn job, bro. That's what we do, though. We make some money, we like, I quit. Why we be tweaking and telling people we quit? Man, that's all stupid ass. I'll quit this job anyway. I see my brother up there, Ghost, he be calling it the plantation. Man, I'll just be on the plantation, bruh. Goddamn plantation. So I had to tell a dude like, bro, don't quit the job because your job is your biggest investor. Here's the dope part about it. You made $50,000 in a couple months. You've now bought back some of your freedom. But you got to buy freedom back incrementally, and we all right. So this week, Monday, I said, hey, y'all, we're going to roll the 470 call down to about 415 or something like that. So we rolled it down, and in 2 days, 3 days, we've made $18,000. Now, here's the crazy part about it. When people are grunting and complaining, you be the worst enemy. When they be making money, they be saying, man, Trap cold-blooded, dog. Man, Trap my dog. And so what I said was, yo, let's roll this down. We're going to roll it down to the 415 call. And once we roll it down to the 415 call, we'd be all right. Sure enough, we rolled it down to the 415 call. Things start printing money. Everybody all right. So with the Apple stock, though, it turned, but the last 2 days it didn't go down. But I ain't tripping on being down a couple dollars. Because the ultimate goal this year, as we can see, we've made totally of these two, 17,000, but this year alone, we've made $350,000 just from playing the options market, and it's July. The goal for me is to just print money. I've never met a hustler in the street that stopped hustling because somebody hit their stash. Like, we the only one do a live show with this much production. Like, we bar none, we just different. We not in competition with nobody.
To see somebody that looks like us talk about stocks, because I had never seen that before.
You know, we buy during the drought, and in recession is the best time to buy.
I feel a whole bunch of wealth up in here, y'all. someone who gives me raw and uncut information.
I know how to break down a company. I know how to invest.
Being a more confident investor.
That Wall Street does look like us, no cliche.
I would no longer fertilize my fears.
That financial trauma has to be broken. We gotta understand that we are more than consumers.
One share at a time can change your life, change your life.
What we doing? What we doing?
We're printing money, baby.
I think over the last couple years, just being in America has made everyone realize that there's no such thing as job security.
It's time to take accountability. It's time to be responsible. It's time to make the sacrifices. It's time to put in the work, because this time it done got worse. Because this time ain't no saving you.
Wall Street looks like everything on Pittsburgh, man. Stop playing.
I've never met a hustler in the street that because they had to bond out of jail or something that they quit. It's always something dramatic that make you stop hustling. And so for me, I've never met a person that really truly was dedicated to this game that lost a little money and said, I'm gonna stop playing the game. I lost $113,000 in 2021. At that point, I knew I was committed. Let's go a little further, Dave. All right, so here is the other recession portfolio. I think right now we are up about 25% on a year. The stock market itself is only up about 17% on a year. So we beating the market. How do we beat the market consistently? When they always tell us that you can't beat the market, I want you to understand that the reason why they tell you can't beat the market because they make more money from them doing it for you than you learning how to do it yourself. Okay, let me hit this home a little bit. I want to drive this a little bit, Jose. The reason why they don't want you to do it for yourself because they can make more money off you having a 401k or annuity than they do you investing for yourself. Got them. Got them. Got them. So the reason why most financial advisors will tell you about and I don't got nothing against financial advisors, but the reason why most financial advisors will tell you about a 401k is because they've been trained to sell you a product instead of selling you your freedom. Freedom gonna cost you. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna be 100% realistic for you. Every time you have somebody else doing something for you, you will never get the maximum benefit of it. And that's why I came up with the saying, if you allow them to feed you, you get them permission to starve you. Because as long as someone else is doing something for you, you can never benefit from it. Here's the true meaning of that. In your 401k, the average person that has a 401k pays anywhere between 11 to 17 fees that they do not understand that they're paying. And whether you are making money or whether you are losing money in your 401k, guess who got to pay the taxes and guess who got to pay the fees? You, not the company. And you can go ask the average person who's retired with their 401k, it's probably about 30% less than what they thought it was when they initially had it. And that's not by mistake, it's by design. The financial industry is set up to sell you a product. It's not set up for you to be free. And so the minute you are bold enough, the minute you are dedicated enough, the minute you wrap your mind around, yep, I'm willing to take this loss to win my freedom back, you have now stepped outside of the matrix and you've now taken full responsibility of yourself financially. Trust me, you will get chastised, but trust me, it is not an ass whooping that I have taken in this world that I have not learned from. It is not one chastisement that I have had that I have not learned from. But the hardest part about learning anything is the learning curve. The fear of losing money, the fear of failure, and the fear of looking foolish. But the minute we get past that, man, we unlock something that's so powerful. Once you build up that financial fortitude to say, I can retire 10 years early, I'm a professional money printer. And what I love about this game is you don't got to quit your job to do it. You don't got to be an entrepreneur to do it. All you gotta do is be bold enough to say, I'm gonna put my money in the market and I'm gonna let the market doing it, because being able to execute is more important than actually executing. Because all of us have dreams, all of us have visions, but why do we oftentimes get caught up in not doing it? Because we think about what it costs us if it goes wrong. The minute you can get past that, I promise you, you tap into a space that very few people are willing to operate in, and it's the unknown. The minute you stop needing certainty around your life is the minute you can unlock your dreams. It's because you want everything to fall in line. Here's a news flash, y'all. Very seldom will all your ducks be in a row. You gotta go gather them. You gotta cross your own T's, you gotta dot your own I's, and the problem with that is the sentences ain't gonna make sense sometimes. And once you become comfortable with that, you tap into something that most people will never do.